It's not that I don't want you here.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl JJ, and I'm back with another video. So y'all, I'm coming at y'all with another story time, but before we get into the story time, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because we 85 subscribers away from 10K, and I don't know how to act. I'm so happy, and I love y'all so much. Oh my god. But y'all, we're gonna jump right into the story time. This story, I don't know what I'm gonna title, but it's gonna y'all, let me tell you about how I threw a Christmas tree at Mac. Y'all, so okay, so y'all, this story takes place some years ago, but let's get right into it. So around this time, me and Mac, we were living together. We had moved in June of 2016. So this was 2017, like January. So it was after Christmas, because y'all, I'm one of those people. I keep my Christmas tree up. Like, no, I paid like $60 for this tree. This month, this bad boy is staying up until I feel like it. Okay, until I'm ready to throw it out. So around this time, y'all, me and Mac was only living with each other for like some months. And I'm thinking everything is perfect. Like, I'm thinking we have like the most solidest relationship. I'm in love with him. He in love with me. Like, we just moved into our first place together, and we just like head over heels about each other. Like, I'm in love with him. Like, I'm deeply in love with I was going to say Cash. I'm deeply in love with Mac. Like, so deeply in love with him. Like, I really felt like this was my first relationship with a grown man. Like, a real grown man that handle his business and go to work. He's a protector and a provider. Like, that's you know, that's how he was. So I'm just like, everything is so perfect. So one day, y'all, one day, I told y'all how I always had his Instagram password from before we even moved with each other, because he ended up giving me his gym password to his gym membership so I could use it. And I just so happened to know his email for his Instagram. So I put that same password in, and lo and behold, it was his Instagram's password. The same password that he used for the gym was his Instagram password. So I didn't always check it because I didn't want to go looking for stuff all the time. Like, and then a lot of the times when I would, it wouldn't be nothing there. So I got to a point where I wasn't really checking it. But around this time, I don't want to say Mac was acting weird, but it was just like, something is a little off. And I want to say prior to that, like maybe a good like week, he would just like be in his phone more. And I don't know, he was just like kind of being, I don't want to say distant, but he was just kind of like being a little weird. And I feel like around this time I wasn't like doing anything, but I don't know. You just kind of can sense some things. Like, you just sense some things. Or maybe I was going to go look for a problem. I don't know. But either way it go, I wanted to know. So I had logged into his Instagram. And this is before they would tell you that somebody logged in like a certain area. So I had logged into his Instagram, and I'm looking through, you know, like his messages. I'm looking through his like I'm looking through everything on his Instagram. So I'm looking at messages, and although some messages was just like, hey, beautiful, still to me that was thirsty. Like, that was so thirsty to me, because it's like, why are you calling other girls beautiful? Like, why? And at this time I don't want to say I was insecure, but then honestly, when I think back on it, I was insecure. I had gained a lot of weight. I went from being super just thin and sexy and curvy, and just like always wearing heels when I'm dressed up when we would go out, because we would always go out. Every weekend we did something. Like, we had date nights every single weekend. It was like mandatory. So I went from like getting super dressed up to kind of like dressing down. Like, instead of heels, I wear like sandals or sneakers. So I'm kind of just thinking, and then I wouldn't dress as sexy as I did when I was a little bit smaller. So I'm just thinking like, dang, he probably looking for somebody else. Like, maybe he don't love me no more. And mind you, this was like this wasn't the first time that I saw that he said, hey, beautiful to somebody, or called somebody beautiful. Just like really hurt my feelings. So then I seen a message from his ex, and he was like talking to his ex, and I'm like, hold on. This is not the same that you said that y'all used to get down. Like, this is not the same girl. Like, come on now. Like, are you serious? Like, when he would talk about her, when he did, like in the beginning, when we would like talk about certain things, The way he would talk about her, he would talk about her like he hated her, like he hated her guts. And that's y'all gotta pay attention to that. When a man act like he hate his ex, he still let that grow. So I'm just like, oh hell no. Like I was like, fuck him telling the bitch she's beautiful. Why are you talking to your ex? And although the conversation wasn't too much, but it was just like, why are you having a conversation with her? Like why? And then y'all leave, it's numbers being left and shit. Like what? So I didn't even message back and like even say nothing crazy to her, because I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna handle him first. Like I'm gonna handle him, and you know. But y'all, it really hurt my feelings, because it's just like, why are you sitting here talking to your ex-girlfriend on Instagram? Like why? And then it was other little messages to other people, and I'm just like looking at him, and then like he didn't delete them. Boys don't never delete the message thread. So I'm looking all the way up to the top. I'm scrolling all the way to the top, and it was some girl that he used to mess with like back in the day. He was talking to her too, but it wasn't, I don't want to say that the conversation was like super, like it wasn't sexual like that, but it was just a simple fact. Why are you talking to other girls? I didn't cut off any and everybody that I even liked or thought was cute or anything. Like it's just me and you. Like I'm not talking to nobody. You know, like I'm respecting our relationship, and I feel like that was the thing. He wasn't respecting our relationship, and that shit hurt my heart. Like it hurt my feelings so bad. And although I know I'm a little crazy, I'm a tad bit crazy. I am. So y'all, I really tried to let it go. Like I really tried to just like really just be like, okay, don't react when you're mad. Kind of like give yourself some time to calm down before you just get super upset, because y'all, I'm that person. Like I'm easily triggered. Like soon as I'm mad, I want to fight. Soon as I'm mad, I want to go slap somebody, because why are you playing with me? Like why are you playing with me? So I tried to let it go for a couple of days, y'all. Like, cause I'm just like, damn, we just moved into this apartment. Like, come on now. We ain't even been here a year. Like, why? And mind you, in my head, I'm thinking everything is perfect. Like, I'm thinking we're good. Like, we coming together. We got our first place. Like, you know, he come home to a clean home. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like, I'm just like, what am I doing wrong? So I tried to sleep on it a few days. Like, y'all, I could tell he could notice that it was a difference with me, because he'll say like certain things, and I'll just like look at him and be like, yeah. And like he didn't really ever really ask like what's wrong, but I could just tell that he kind of noticed something was wrong. But he's that person that's not gonna say nothing about it. Like Mac ain't finna ask you, hey baby, what's wrong? No, Mac ain't finna do that. Like that wasn't the type of man that he was. So y'all, one day I was just like, and then in between them days, I'm constantly checking him. I was checking him every single night, all them days. I'm just like checking, because I'm just like, hell no. Like I want to make sure I see these messages. So yeah. So the messages pretty much stayed the same. But one night, y'all, I don't know what it was. I don't even know what took over me. It really like triggered me. It made me feel like back when I was back with Cash. Like it made me feel like that. So I was just like sitting there trying to think about it, because I'm just like, damn, maybe he's cheating. Maybe he, you know, he go to work, but maybe he doing other things, or maybe he don't want to be with me no more. Like, I'm thinking about all the crazy stuff, because I'm just like, my mind got time to wonder now. Like now my mind got time to think of the worst scenarios. So I'm just sitting there, y'all, and I'm like sad, and I'm like crying, because I'm just like, every time I fall in love with somebody, they always want to play with me. Like, what do I be doing wrong? Like, what? So I'm just sitting there trying to like calm down. I'm trying to just like not think about it. I'm like, let me go to sleep. And at this time, I could not sleep at night. Like I will stay up all night. And I'm an overthinker. Like I overthink so much when something is going on to where I can't sleep. So I'm just sitting there like, stop thinking about it. Just go to sleep. Let it go. Whatever. Like, this is your man. You didn't see nothing too crazy. You know, you did see some things that hurt your feelings, but you didn't see nothing too crazy. And it didn't seem like he was cheating or anything. So just kind of like, let it go. But y'all, I couldn't let it go. I could not let it go. So I don't know what it is about a man sleeping peacefully. Like, it triggers me bad when I see a man sleeping peacefully after he did some shit to me. Like, after he did some foul shit. I don't know what it is. So y'all, I slapped that man out his sleep. I did. I slapped the shit out of him. Like, I slapped the taste out that man's mouth. I did. And it really, y'all don't understand. It really triggered me back to when I was messing with Cash, because it's just like, why are you playing with me? So I slapped him out of sleep. And I'm just like, you still talking to your ex? And da da da. And like, he was so shocked. Like, y'all, he looked so shocked when I slapped that man out his sleep. Like, he looked at me like, did you just slap me out of my sleep? And he was just like, why are you going through my phone? Like, why are you even going through my phone? I'm just like, going through your phone? I didn't tell him that I had his password because it was none of his business. But I just let him to believe that I went through his phone. Like, I just let him to believe that. I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care about none of that. I'm like, why are you talking to your ex? I'm like, if you don't want to be with me, just say that. Like, we don't have to be together. We just got this place together. Like, if you don't want to be with me, just say that. But you don't have to try to hurt me. He was just like, nobody's trying to hurt you. Da 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 da. Like, I just had a conversation with her. It wasn't like that. Like, it wasn't like that. And I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. And I'm just like, you can leave. And he was just like, whatever, I'm not going nowhere. And I'm just like, whatever, you can sleep on the couch. He was like, I'm not sleeping on the couch. Like, y'all, that man was not going for none of that. And I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. So I ended up sleeping on the couch because I'm just like, nigga, I'm not sleeping next to you. Like, I don't even want to be touched by you. Because y'all, I was so in love with Mac that I would have never thought that man would have did anything. Like, I wouldn't even think that he would be trying to talk to another girl like that, like, or his ex or anything. Like, I didn't think that that would ever happen. Don't know why I was so much of an airhead. Do what the fuck they want to do, okay? But I was just like, damn, my feelings are so hurt. So I just took my little blanket in the living room and I just like curled up in my blanket and I tried my best to go to sleep. It was so hard for me to go to sleep, y'all. Like, I could not go to sleep for nothing in the world because I just was like, damn, I just smacked this man about his damn sleep. He did tell me how him and this certain ex used to be fighting. So I'm just like, damn, I hope this man don't come up here and try to fight me. But even though I hit him, he wasn't on that type of timing. Like, he wasn't trying to fight me or anything like that. He just kind of just went back to sleep. Like, bitch, going back to sleep. So I finally fall asleep. And then when I wake up the next morning, I just wake up and I'm just like, I hope that was a dream. Like, I really hope that was a dream. Like, I hope that didn't really happen. So I go in the room to check to see if he was still there because, y'all, Mac would get up bright up and early. He would get up bright and early. Like, it didn't matter what day. If it was a weekend, he got up early. Of course, he would get up early when he did have work, but that man would get up early and start his day. So I go in the room to see if he was there, y'all. Why Mac had left? He left. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. You know, like, maybe we need some space and some time apart. Like, maybe we need to just kind of just get our mind right. That's what I'm thinking. So I call his phone. He didn't answer. I call again. He didn't answer. And then he sent me a text. And y'all, what used to piss me off about Mac is he'll send them already generic type of text messages that when you calling somebody and if you be like, can't talk, can I call you later with a question mark? So he sent that. And automatically I'm like, oh, he with another bitch. So I started calling his phone again. So then, y'all, I started tagging his phone. I did. Oh my God. I started tagging his phone. So then he finally answered. He like, what's up, Jay? And I'm just like, where are you? Why you not answering the phone? He was just like, you slapped me up out my sleep. Like, I don't know if you remember it or not. He was like, but you slapped me up out my sleep. And I don't appreciate that. He was like, and then also you crossed the boundary. Like, you went through my phone and you already know how I feel about that. Like, I already told you about going through my phone and going through my stuff. Like, that's a boundary that I can't get with that. Like, I don't like that. I set that boundary in place. You crossed it. Now I just, you know, like, I don't want to be in this relationship no more. And I was like, what? What? Like, first of all, I've never been in a relationship where somebody tried to put boundaries in place at all. So that word was foreign to me because it's like, boundary what? Like, what? If that's the case, you crossed the boundary by talking to another female. Like, be for real. Like, your ex. Come on now. So I'm just like, what? Like, you don't want to be with me? Like, you don't want to be with me? Like, excuse me? You're mad because I caught you talking to other females? Make it make sense, sir, because it's not making no sense at all. Like, how are you, like, what? So we just like sitting there talking, and he was just like, yeah, I'll be able to help you with the rent, but other than that, like, I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna get my stuff and then I'm gonna leave. And I'm just like, you gonna do what? Like, I really thought that man was playing with me because I'm just like, excuse me? Like, so over one little argument you want to leave? Like, and that was new to me. Like, what? I didn't fault niggas and, you know, like, we patched it up, like, and fix what was going on. So I'm just like, what? I'm just like, whatever. I don't care. You can get your stuff and you can leave. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you're weird. You was sitting there talking to other females. Like, that's so messed up. Like, why are you even talking to other females? I'm like, I don't disrespect you and talk to other men. Like, I don't disrespect our relationship or disrespect you. Whether you around or you not, I got respect for you and I got enough respect for you to not disrespect our relationship. So he was just like, yeah, okay, well, I'll be there later to come get my stuff. I'm moving back at my mom's. And I was just like, whatever, I don't give a fuck. I'll pack your shit for you. He was just like, no, don't touch my stuff. I'll come get my stuff. You don't need to touch my stuff. I'll come get it. Please don't touch my stuff. And I'm just like, whatever, I don't care. And then hung up. And I'm just thinking like, nigga, what you got up in here that you so secretive about? So I went in the room and I started going through his stuff. Because it's like, nigga, what you got in here? Why I can't pack your stuff? But I mean, I get it. You don't want nobody touching your shit when you're, when y'all separating. I totally get it now. So I'm like looking through his stuff, trying to find some secret top agent type shit that he might have up in here. So I'm looking through drawers. I'm looking through his sock drawer. I'm looking through his drawers drawer. He had this little file cabinet with like a little key. I'm trying to pick the little lock. So I'm like, what's up in this motherfucking file cabinet that you don't want me to know? I couldn't get in it though, but I was like, whatever. So then I ended up just like laying back down on the couch because I was overwhelmed. I was so overwhelmed because I'm just like, this man is about to move out. I can't afford this rent on my own. Like, I can't afford all this. And and if I could afford it, it's like, that would be it. I wouldn't have no money to eat. I wouldn't have no money to do anything else. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what am I going to do? Oh my God. Like, what am I going to do? And at this time, I'm like, I ain't got nobody to ask for no money. And I don't ask people for money. So it's like, I ain't had nobody to ask in the first place. So I'm just like, damn, what am I going to do? So I'm stressing out. And I got so overwhelmed. Like, yo, I get overwhelmed and I go to sleep. Like, I'm going right to sleep when I get overwhelmed. So I ended up just laying down on the couch and I just fell asleep for a minute. Like, I just was knocked out. So when I woke up, I heard him coming through the door. So I hear him coming through the door. So I just like jump up and start like trying to fix my hair and stuff. Like, act like I wasn't fucking asleep because we had 2 doors and I would lock every single lock. I mean, all the locks would get locked. So I'm like, okay, like, let me, like, I just kind of like fix myself real quick and I act like I was just like watching the TV. So he come through the door and I like look at him and then I just look away and then I just got the remote in my hand and I'm just like skipping through on the TV and I'm just like acting like I don't see him. And he like, what's up, Jay? And I'm like, still just skipping through because it's like, nigga, you're not about to come here thinking it's about to be sweet. So y'all, he instantly just goes straight to the room, and he started grabbing stuff. I mean, this man started really just like grabbing little shit and grabbing little bags, throwing his clothes in bags, grabbing all his little stuff. And I'm just like, this man is really finna leave. So I get up and I go and I look in the room and he's just like packing his stuff, like really packing his stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, shit about to get real. Like, this man is really finna leave. So then I go sit back down and I'm texting my sister and I'm just like telling her like, yeah, Max is really packing his stuff. Like, he's really trying to leave. So I'm sitting there thinking like, oh my God, this man is really trying to leave. So he ended up going downstairs, putting some stuff in his car. So he's putting stuff in his car and then he ended up leaving. And I'm just like, I went back in the room and I'm like looking at the stuff and I'm like, oh my God, this man really packed his stuff. Like, he really is taking stuff and he's leaving. So I instantly just start crying because I'm like, oh my God, like, he's really leaving. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm really, my heart is so broken because I'm just like, damn, like, you didn't even try to like beg me that you wouldn't do it again. Like, you didn't even try to fight for me. Like, you just said, fuck it. You crossed the boundary, fuck you. Like, and that really hurt my feelings too. So I just was sitting there like on the couch, just like rocking back and forth, like rocking like, oh my God, this man, whoo, like, oh, like my feelings was so hurt. Like, y'all, my feelings was so hurt because I'm just like, damn, like, you all one goddamn argument, one slap out your sleep ass nigga. Like, come on now. Like, it was just a little slap. It was just a little slap. Like, come on now. So he come back. But this time he don't come back in his car. This time he come back with help. He come back with his brother and like a friend. And I'm like, did this man really just bring help? Like, oh, so you're serious. Like, you're not gonna just take some stuff and put it in your car, go around the corner and act like you really moving out. Like, you're not gonna go try to spend a night at your mama's house for a night and pop back up at home. Like, you serious. So they're taking shit, like, y'all, they're taking his drawer. He took a TV. Like, y'all, he's really taking his shit up out the crib. Like, he's dead ass serious. And I'm like, oh, hell no. So, y'all, I start grabbing his shit too and I start throwing it out the I started throwing it out the door because I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna make it easier for you. Because now I gotta act hard body. Like now I gotta act like I'm hard because you're not about to see me cry. Now if it was just him, I would have cried. But it's like I'm not about to cry in front of your brother and your friend. Like no, they're not about to call me no soft ass bitch. Like no, that's not about to happen. So I'm taking big shit and I'm just throwing it. I'm just like, yeah, nigga. And it was like this it was like this little TV stand. It was black and it was heavy. It was like made out of glass. It was like made out of that real glass. So I picked that shit up, y'all. I picked it up and I didn't throw it, but like when I set it down hard, but it didn't break. It did not break. And I'm just like, yeah, and you can have this shit too. Mind you, I still needed that TV stand. Don't know why I did that, but yeah. So, you know, and then he just acting like it's nothing. Like he's just ignoring all the little tactics that I'm doing. He's ignoring the hell out of me. So then I just sit back on the couch and I'm just watching his brother walk by, watching his friend walk by, just watching everybody just walk by with shit. And I'm getting furious at this moment. Like, yo, I'm getting upset. I'm getting mad. So as they're getting their last little things, he grabbing his last little bag. His friend and his brother went to the car. So they went in the car for him and he grabbed his one last little bag. And I'm sitting on the couch. The door is to the left. He's about to go out the door, right? He turns around and he looks at me and he was just like, all right then, Jay. All right then, Jay. And I'm like, you really leaving? Like, you really moving out? Like, you really gonna do me like that? And he was just like, yeah, you crossed that boundary, blah, 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 blah. And I really just don't want to be in a relationship with somebody that'll cross boundaries after I set them in place. And I'm just looking at him like, excuse me? Like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? So I didn't even want to hear it. And I was just like, you know what? Just get the fuck out and go. Just go. Like, I don't even want to hear this shit no more. You sound like a broken record. Just go. I don't want to hear this bullshit. So he ended up just like laughing it off like, okay. And then he closed the door. Y'all, I don't know what took over me. So the way our apartment was at the end. So our apartment was at the end towards the parking lot. And the way his friend parked like behind somebody else's car, behind somebody else's parking space, but he didn't park in a space and there was no car right there. So I don't know, y'all. I just got so fucking mad and I grabbed the Christmas tree. Mind you, when it's old, y'all know it started getting hard. Like, you know, like this is very pokey. I didn't give a fuck. I grabbed that shit with one fucking hand and I snatched it and I just opened the door and I ran off like by because our the balcony was right there. So I ran and I just tossed that motherfucker. Like I just tossed it towards him and he had made it like right by his friend's car. I didn't give a damn if it was gonna hit his friend's car. I didn't give a damn who it hit as long as it hit him. So y'all, I tossed the tree, right? Everybody is looking at me like I'm crazy because I totally missed. Like I missed. I had one shot to hit this nigga with a goddamn Christmas tree and I missed, right? So he's looking up at me like I'm fucking crazy because the tree missed him by like, it missed him and his friend's car by like just a little bit. Like I just wish a branch would have hit his ass or something. So they all just like looking at me and I just will never forget his brother's face. Like he was looking like, what the fuck? So then Max started laughing and everybody started laughing. Like they all started laughing, like literally laughing at me because I'm standing right there and I'm like, yeah, you bitch ass nigga. And Mac get in the car and just drive off. Well, he didn't drive off, but his friend just drove off. He got in the back seat and his friend just like drove off. I felt so stupid. Like I felt so dumb because it's like the Christmas tree was just laying there. It was just laying there. I don't know who seen me throw it. I don't know. I don't know if it was any neighbors looking through the window. I don't know. I know the people downstairs probably was like, what the fuck? Like we just see a Christmas tree just flying. So I went back in the house. And when I went back in the house, I just went back in the house and I just started crying, like boo-hoo crying, ugly crying, just like that ugly cry. And I was just crying so hard. And I was just like, oh my God, like I can't believe, first of all, I can't believe this nigga will break my heart like this. I can't believe he took it as far as packing all his stuff and really just like moving out everything. Like it looked so empty in the apartment after he took all his stuff. So that was depressing me even more. And I'm just like, damn, why would he leave me with all this rent? Like, sir, you're not even about to... Like, come on now. Like, you just said, fuck it. Like, I don't care. So, I'm just sitting there really just crying so hard. And I was just like, fuck, I gotta go back outside and pick up that Christmas tree eventually. Like, I can't just leave the Christmas tree in the goddamn parking lot. Like, the people ain't gonna be able to park in their spot. So I have to go get it. But y'all, time had to go by. Like, time had to go by. So then I just started like packing up not packing up stuff, but I just started like getting like trash and like cleaning up and like throwing certain little things away. Especially things that reminded me of him. So I'm like, okay, I'll just take this bag of trash, and when I'm walking by, I'll pick up the Christmas tree and throw it inside the trash. So y'all, I want to say I went outside probably like an hour and 30 minutes later, and I ended up picking up the Christmas tree because it was still there. Like, nobody even wanted to help a sister out. So I ended up picking up the Christmas tree and taking out the trash, and then I just threw it in the trash. And it's crazy because when I wasn't mad, like how mad I was in that moment, that fucking tree was heavy. The fact that I picked it up with one hand and tossed it over the balcony is insane. It's crazy how much strength you'll get when you pissed off, when you mad. So after I just walked back in the house, and I'm just like, I cannot believe this man. Like, I cannot believe this man will play with me like this. Like, he really moved the fuck out. So I ended up trying to like eat some food. I couldn't eat nothing. Like, y'all, I was sick. My feelings was so damn hurt. Like, I really just couldn't believe that he took it that far. Like, I was so in shock. I was just like, this a petty ass nigga. You old petty ass nigga. So he ended up texting me, and he was just like, I hope you're happy now. And I'm like, how can I be happy? You literally just moved out. Like, you really just like broke my heart and moved out. He was like, yeah, but you slapped me about my sleep. Like, we could have talked about it. Like, you could have came to me and just like asked me about it, and then I could have just told you. He was like, but instead you slapped the shit out of me. He was like, and you already know how I feel about that. I told you how me and my ex used to really fight. So it was like, he was like, that was very like triggering for him. And in that moment, I was just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, that's what I'm thinking. I ain't say that, but I'm just thinking, like, I don't give a what's triggering to you. Like, I don't care. Like, I my mind was very, like, I didn't care at that moment. So we were just like typing, and I'm just like, we were just like texting, and I'm just like, so you really like moved out, like you really done, and you really don't want to be with me, like you really don't love me. I'm playing, I'm trying to check his temperature. He was like, I do love you. I was talking to other girls on there. He was like, but it wasn't like that. It was not like I'm cheating. He was like, a nigga come home every single day. I pay bills, whatever you need. Like, I provide, I protect, I do all of that. He was like, and you tripping off what you see on Instagram. I'm like, yeah, because it starts there, and then it starts then cheating, like then you start linking up, and then you cheat. Like, you do things you're not supposed to do. I'm like, I'm all about respect. Like, respect me how I respect you. Like, that's all that I'm asking for. I'm not asking for no craziness. I'm not telling you to, go jump through a goddamn hoop in a circus. Like, I'm asking for just the bare minimum. Just respect me. Like, come on now. He was like, I understand. I'm like, so you really moving out? And he was just like, yeah, no, I can't do it. And I'm just like, you serious? Like, you really took all your stuff and you're not coming back? Like, you really not gonna come back? Like, y'all, I start crying because at this point, baby, you gotta come back. You gotta come back. Like, I'm a noodle bag bitch, so I'm going to play my hands correctly. Like, no, you have to come back. I love you. I care about you. Like, we can fix this. So I'm just like crying. Like, y'all, I'm a weak bitch. I was so much of a weak bitch. Like, I really was like really just sitting on the phone crying. I'm just like, I love you so much, and I really want to be with you. Like, you're the first like man that I ever really had that's like a real man. And I'm just like really just like, and y'all, Mac was the type that he just want to hear you. Like, he want to hear you like boost his fucking ego. Like, that's what he like. Like, he wants to hear you say all these good things about him. Like, he wants you to be like, I remember when you were a teenager, you went to go goddamn volunteer at the fucking shelter. Like, he wants to hear all the things that he's done that's just so good. Like, and he'll say it too, if it wasn't for me ass nigga. Or if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't do this. So I'm just like, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't know how to drive. Like, I'm just like really boosting this nigga's ego, like really boosting his ego. And I ain't gonna lie, I felt like a weak ass bitch when I was saying it, but like, I don't care. I want my man. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be weak. I don't care. Look at it and say whatever you want. I don't care. This is my man, and I want my man. Like, I'm not about to be up in here alone without you. Like, no. And that's the type of mindset I had when I was younger. So I'm just like, come back home. He was just like, no, I'm not coming back home. And I'm just like, whatever. And I hang up in his face because at that point I didn't want to talk to him no more. So after I got off the phone crying and whining with him, I ended up calling my sister and telling her everything that happened. But I'm getting on the phone talking big shit. Like, I'm just like, yeah, bitch ass nigga, he ain't gotta come back here. I don't give a fuck. Like, he can go do whatever he want. He can go back to his mama house where I found his ass. Like, I'm talking big shit. Mind you, it ain't even that. Like, I'm hurt. I'm legit hurt, ready to cry. I'm probably getting teared up while I'm talking big shit. And I'm just like, yeah, girl, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, I love him and all, but he got me messed up. He can stay, whatever. I'll do this, and that. I don't care. Like, yo, I'm really talking big ass shit. And I know my sister probably was like, girl, you ain't got a front for me. So I ended up going to bed because I just couldn't take it. Like, yo, I just wanted to cry. Like, when I'm hurt, I just want to cry. Like, let me cry all night. Let me ball up into a goddamn ball and cry. So I ended up getting off the phone with her and I just cried myself to sleep. The next morning, he texts me, good morning. And I'm just like, good morning. GM. GM, my nigga. Like, I'm just like, GM. Because, no, you're not getting the full good morning. Good. People only get good morning, good in morning from me when when it's good. But when it's bad, you getting a G and an M. So he responded back with LOL. And I was just like, LOL. Because, nigga, what do you want? And I'm like, what's up? And he was just like, I miss you. And I'm like, okay, well, you shouldn't have moved out. Like, you moved out, so you happy where you at, so stay where you at. So we ended up getting on the phone. I don't know if I called him or if he called me. Probably he called me because at this point I'm trying to act like I'm hard. I'm just like, whatever. You don't want to come back home after I done begged and cried? Whatever. So he was just like talking to me and he was just like, I miss you. I'm thinking about coming back home. You made me realize that I am a good man to you and you a good woman to me. So I'm just going to come back home. And y'all, I'm really like, I swear I wanted to just be like, no, you can't come back home. Stay where you at. Pick a side. You picked your side. Stay your ass over there where you at. Where the side that you picked, nigga. But I ain't do all that. I was just like, whatever. You probably just gonna pack your stuff up and leave again whenever you want to. So he was just like, no, like I didn't talk to my mom and I feel like maybe I need to just come back home. Like that wasn't right for me to pack all my stuff and just leave like that. But I'm gonna come over and we're gonna talk about it first. Like let's just talk. So I'm just like, whatever. So he ended up coming over there and we was talking and I'm just like telling him how I felt. Like I'm telling him, hey, like what you did really hurt my feelings. It was wrong. It was disrespectful. It made me react in the way I reacted, although the way I reacted wasn't right. Because just because you upset at something don't mean you need to just go put your hands on somebody. And in my case, slap the dog shit out of them while they're sleeping. Like, I get it. My mature mind, I get it now. But back then, no, you getting slapped about your sleep. I'm ready to rumble. So, he was just like basically just telling me like a boundary of going through my phone is always not, the reason why I'm saying it is not because I'm talking to other women or I'm cheating. He was like, but it's personal information that's in my phone that I might not want you to see it. And it has nothing to do with other women and cheating and all type of stuff like that. But he was just like personal messages with like me, my parents, my family, stuff like that. And at that moment, I'm just like, okay, I get it. But it's like, what y'all talking about that I can't, but I still can't know. Like, I want to know what y'all talking about. Y'all talking about me? No, I'm just kidding. But I was just like, okay, like, I get it. I understand. Like, I get that. Although that wasn't finna stop me from going through his phone. Like, he crazy as hell if he thought that little speech that he said was gonna make me not go through his phone again. But yeah, I was just like, okay, like, I get it. Like, I won't go through your phone. I get that that's a boundary that you, like, you set in place and you don't want to cross it. I get it. I won't do it. It won't happen again. And, he told me that he wouldn't be messaging girls and he wouldn't talk to that certain ex. And, he told me that he wouldn't do the things that he was doing either. And it's crazy because the whole time he thought I was in his phone, I never even went in his phone. I had your password. Like, I wasn't even going through your phone. But now I want to go through your phone. Like, now I want to see what's in there. I want to see. But, yeah, y'all, that was pretty much what happened. So he came back home. I'm helping him put his stuff back where it belongs. But one thing about Mac, every time he left, he would not come back with everything. So this time, I want to say he came back with pretty much a lot of his stuff, but he did leave some stuff at his mama's house. He left like his filing cabinet. He left that, and then I want to say his drawer. He left his drawer, so he ended up buying like this little this little plastic one. But yeah, he ended up coming back home, y'all, and I cooked my man a meal. And although I felt like a weak ass bitch, I don't know, like I just felt so safe and so happy with this man to where I just kind of let it go and accepted him packing all his shit, going back to his mom's house, staying there for a night, and then coming back the next day. Like, I accepted that. And although I hate that I had that type of mindset to accept whatever type of love that a man give me, I don't know. Maybe I just wanted to be desperately loved. I don't know. I feel like once I have my mind and my heart is for you, like I love you and I love you enough to not wait for you to get your shit together, because no, but I love you enough to expect, because I have my expectations on people. That's why you can't have expectations on people, but I have my expectations for you to kind of like see, hey, that hurt the woman that I love, let me not do that again. You know, people make mistakes and I get that. Nobody's perfect. We're all down here on this earth and nobody's perfect. So, you know, I just kind of just thought like, okay, maybe he made that little mistake and he gonna get his shit right. He not gonna do nothing like that again to hurt me, because he see how I reacted to that situation and it really hurt my fucking feelings. So maybe he gonna get his shit together and he ain't gonna be on that bullshit. That's what I was thinking when I took my man back and I was sitting there cooking him a whole big ass fat ass meal. Like, that's what I'm thinking. So we ended up just like eating and watching TV, and then we made love. Like, we made sweet, beautiful love. And I'm just like, that's why I love this man. Like, oh, he knew what he was doing. That man knew what he was doing with my body. Like, he gave grown men. Like, when you have your first grown man and they just do them things to your body, it just makes you feel like, oh, I was playing. How was I playing with them other men's? Because a grown man gonna do them things to your body that had you feeling like you are very experienced. I could tell. So yeah, y'all, we made love and things were good. I didn't see anything on his Instagram for a very long time, and I was so happy about that, because I'm like, okay, he just needed that, you know, that me putting my foot down, letting him know, hey, that hurt my feelings type of situation. He needed me slapping the shit out of him to see that I wasn't playing with his ass. But yeah, y'all, that is the story on how I threw a Christmas tree at my ex. It didn't even hit his ass, but I still threw it at him. I don't care. But yeah, y'all, thanks for watching. I love y'all so much. Here's to 10,000. I love y'all. Bye.